tuned in to the 411 for your fantasy football with your host, Autumn Wind Williams.
Sorry to start a show like this, you guys. Mouthful of Pieology pizza. Check it out. I did one of the shows for the NFL season just like this. This past season, as a matter of fact, I had me a little IPA. It was very mandatory after today at work. Great way to start the weekend off. Peace and beer. XFL season 1 is here for us. Congratulations to the Chiefs as far as NFL winning a Super Bowl, but like I said, it is now all about the XFL, and I'm very excited. I've been waiting for this time for quite a while. I've been doing research for like on and off for the past month. You know, when you're dealing with NFL, and I play a little bit of NBA DFS. I'm trying to get involved with that, but I'm not that great. Sometimes I win, sometimes I don't. Most of the time I don't. And so that's why I'm more excited about the XFL being in our lives for the second time. I know for most of you guys out there, it's for the first time that you experience it. I just wish we had a Bay Area team. Previously, when the XFL was in effect, we had the San Francisco Demons, but I wasn't into the Demons. I'm born and raised in Oakland, and I wanted an Oakland team, and I still do. So hopefully next year they make it happen in an expansion, since we lost the Las Vegas Traders. But yeah, that's another story. What I'm going to do is provide you some information as far as the guys that I'm selecting in my main lineup on DraftKings and FANDUEL. They're the only ones I know that is currently going to be providing DFS contest for us as far as with the XFL. So I don't know, before I give you the lineup, the guys that I have in my lineup, it was just interesting to me how, you know, you got this guy Josh Johnson that's been drafted in 2020. When was he drafted? 2008 by the Tampa Bay Bucks when John Gruden was a head coach. But yet everybody in the DFS community feel like he should be chalked. Last time I checked, he is questionable with the thigh, so it don't look like he's going to be starting. I don't know if anything else changed up the past 4 hours because I've been busy working. 8 of them. You know, I haven't got to really check the last 8 hours really on a lot of DFS content as far as the XFL, but I did tons of research this morning before my shift. That's why I'm extremely tired. Well, all this month, like I said, I've been researching on it, XFL, but this morning after depth charts were set, I said, yeah, I'm getting up at 3 in the morning before work. I had to arrive by 8:30. I came in even earlier, like 7:45. You know, I wanted to get out the way, so I'm not wasting my time. And, you know, on Saturday morning when I'm trying to go out and kick it and actually have to do some family time things tomorrow, you know. But yeah, let me get on with the guys that I'm considering, well, actually going to be putting in my lineups too. For DFS, DraftKings, and FanDuel, XFL. I'm not understanding that Josh Johnson though, man. How is he chalk if he plays? I'm taking Phillip Walker, his opposition. Houston Roughnecks versus the LA Wildcats. I remember seeing him play in 2018 for the Indianapolis Colts. He seemed to be fairly decent and appears to be a good fit with their air raid scheme that the Roughnecks GM and head coach June Jones is trying to run on the field. Like many of the XFL teams, they don't have a tight end on the roster. So I would advise you, if you're going to play Phillip Walker, PJ Walker, also aka alias, If you're going to play him, also play him with a wide receiver. If you can, maybe two wide receivers. And because it's going to be a lot of deep passes. They're really going to be pass friendly. Another reason why I like him, Philip Walker, whatever you want to call him, so you don't confuse it with Phillip Rivers. PJ Walker. He's a mobile quarterback and can earn you more points with his legs, fantasy points wise. And during his 4 seasons in college, he got 771 yards total. My only concern with PJ Walker is the interceptions. When he was in college, he threw 44 interceptions those 4 years. So that is a bit concerning right there, using him as my quarterback. But his price makes more sense than having a Josh Johnson, who's currently questionable with the LA Wildcats. And speaking of LA Wildcats, I'm going to go to their running back. Bring it back on the other side. Run it back from the other side, I should say. I'm talking about Elijah Hood. He also got a little bit of NFL experience. And with Josh Johnson questionable, they might try to slow this game down because they know Houston is going to try to run this ball, man. Houston Roughnecks is definitely going to be pass heavy. They're going to try to run its ball. So it would be smart for the Los Angeles Wildcats to give the ball early to Elijah Hood to try to slow that clock down. Put a lot of minutes off that clock. Slow the game down to where Houston does not have control of the passing game that much. But say Houston does get ahead from all those passes to those receivers, those red zone looks, we still got Elijah Hood that can be a viable player in the game. And I'm talking about his pass catching. He's not only going to be playing a workhorse role with running the ball, he's decent at pass catching too. He caught 25 passes for 142 yards in addition to his 858 yards rushing on 145 carries, and he got 8 touchdowns with North Carolina in his senior year. That's 4 years ago, so that's he's a brand new dude now. You don't know if he's going to be playing even better or worse. So, a lot of us are taking chances with these guys that we don't have any XFL tape on. We're just reflecting on the past and what we hoping would happen. But far as with Elijah Hood, though, I think it's a good pick because he is also playing behind. Oh, damn. I'm sorry. I got distracted by Butte. But anyway, like I said, I think it's cool to play. Damn. Cakes, baby. Cakes. It's all about cakes. But yeah, Elijah Hood, I think he's a good pick because all I'm thinking about is cake. He's a good pick. She's a good pick too. But Elijah Hood, again, I think he's a pretty good running back to pick because he is going to be running behind the number 1 projected offensive line. And so he can have opportunity for success in week 1. All right, and moving on to wide receiver, I have Khalil Lewis of the Houston Roughnecks. I told you it makes sense to stack the quarterback, PJ Walker, with a receiver or two from the Houston Roughnecks versus the LA Wildcats. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to at least have Khalil Lewis in there, stacked with my quarterback. He's just one of them guys I've been paying attention to and been seeing his name pop up a lot and reviewing his tape, man, and he looks awesome. He was an undrafted rookie out of Cincinnati, spent a little time in the NFL with the Falcons and the Seahawks. His final 2 seasons in college, he completed 117 catches for 1,458 yards and got 16 touchdowns. And like I said before, it's a pass-friendly offense. So it wouldn't be surprising if Khalil Lewis is used as the number one deep pass target with tons of looks in the red zone. And just looking at his college tape, man, it was just awesome. And, you know, last night I was looking at his college tape, and I'm like, damn, this dude really should still be playing in the NFL. But you never know. Things may happen. NFL scouts is going to be paying close attention to the XFL. So guys that you're playing week 1, you might be trying to play as your fantasy players in week 1 for NFL in 2020 season. So pay close attention to that. It's going to be vital. And, you know, also looking at the fact that senior year, on senior day, Khalil Lewis caught 9 passes, but 203 yards and got 3 touchdowns against ECU. So this guy, man, he's a firecracker out there. You got to consider putting him in your lineups. You know, I recommend that. I'm also going to be checking out in my flex a wide receiver from a different team that a lot of people are going to be targeting. They're going to be a chalk team regardless. And just say that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a lot of onslaughts. I'm talking about the Dallas Renegades. They have a wide receiver by the name of Jeff Bidet, and he is off the chain, man. I mean, I had my eyes on playing Jazz Ferguson, whom I drafted last year, even in my sleeper league, fantasy football sleeper league, in the last round. I was scrolling through. I probably had like 58 seconds left, not knowing who I should pick. I was like, okay, let me check this guy's profile out real quick. Probably had like 15 seconds. I was like, he cool. Click. Jazz Ferguson. And then later on, I was like, let me just check out his tape. And he was cool, man. He was solid. He's a big dude. He can get red zone passes. He did decent in Seattle Seahawks preseason. He did decent in a scrimmage game against the St. Louis Battlehawks too, when the Dallas Renegades played them about a week and a half ago. He caught a touchdown. But now he's out with a hand. Check for status for all these players though, because like I said, I've been working for 8 hours. I haven't got to review a lot of the tape. I was recording earlier until dog came barking all of my tape, and you know I'm not going to play that. That just destroyed everything. And I think that was a classic one too, because I had some audience. It was just off the chain. It was just random people coming through going, "Hi, Mom," and just like all kind of crazy stuff, man. And then this dog just, I don't know, he just destroyed the whole recording. That's the reason why I'm doing it later while I'm picking up my food for tonight. Shout outs to Pyology. Let me take another bite. Just a second, guys. I'm hungry. I'm so sorry for that. While I'm eating, click the like, click the subscribe button. Follow me at the 411 DFS on Twitter and Instagram. Now back to what I was saying. Dallas Renegades, they're going to be extremely chalk. But like I was saying, I'm thinking of playing Jeff Bidet from the Renegades. I was focused on Jazz Ferguson until he got that injury. Like I said, check to see for status updates with these players, because he might not be questionable anymore. Hopefully he's not. But even if he is, I think I'm still going to just focus on playing Jeff Bidet this week. He's currently the number 1 receiver out of Dallas, and he may have a big game with or without Jazz Ferguson. That's how big the hype is, man. The hype is real. Dallas Renegades appear to be another team with air raid offense, and XFL's first rounder, Jeff Bidet, he's just going to go out there and do it all, man. Especially if it's not any Jazz Ferguson. So he's at my flex, definitely. At defense, I think I'm going to have to just go with the New York Guardians. You know, when, you know, it just makes sense. It makes sense to go with the New York Guardians. Team they're facing, man, they don't have enough. Excuse me. That IPA got me burping. and a little buzz too, I must say. But I think the New York Guardians is just going to be the defense I'm going to select. I'm hoping they're contrarian because, like I said, Dallas Renegades, everybody's going to be playing them on defense, offense, whatever. And I see a lot of people playing DC Defenders too. And I think the Guardians, New York Guardians, is a little bit way to come off the chalk. And, you know, they're facing a team that's not going to have that many wide receivers that's active. It's 2 on IR, and I think like almost a handful that's either out or questionable. So it's kind of makes sense, man. You know, following the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. Don't just play the chalk just because it's the chalk. Play the guys that's able to be equipped on the field against a team that does not have that many receivers. They might run the ball some, but they don't have any receivers. And this is a receiving league. You guys seen the the XFL rules before I start talking about the lineups. This is a pass receiving league. You know, you got your double forward passes. You got your showdown when it's overtime to, you know, go 5 rounds and get touchdowns. You got there's no extra point on a kick anymore. Well, not in the XFL at least. On a 2-yard line, after you make a touchdown, you can get 1 point if you get in the end zone. You can get 2 points on the 5-yard line if you get in the end zone. And you can get 3 points on the 10-yard line if you get in the end zone after a touchdown. So this is a pass receiving league. And, you know, their opponents do not have enough bodies out there to go against the New York Guardians. So that is my defense. I'm just going to end this video and let you guys research all the information I provided you. Philip P.J. Walker from the Houston Roughnecks as my quarterback. My running back is Elijah Hood from the Los Angeles Wildcats. My wide receiver is Khalil Lewis as my wide receiver from the Houston Roughnecks. In flex position, I got Jeff Bidet from the Dallas Renegades. That's my wide receiver. In defense, I got the New York Guardians. I know it's kind of different the way that I'm doing the XFL video now. Normally I would provide, you know, during NFL season, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense. But the majority of the teams, like I said before, the XFL does not have many tight ends. I'm looking at a couple that I'm considering playing in some of my lineups today, maybe about a good 7 to 10%. But I'm going to focus more on wide receivers because, like I said, this is a wide receiving league. But in my main lineup, the main lineup I just gave you guys, what I'm searching for tonight is another running back. Reason why I'm searching for another running back, because everyone's telling anyone that's playing DFS, XFL, only select one running back and all receivers with your quarterback and defense. So that is going to be my contrarian approach. I'm going to be playing 2 running backs, but I'm going to make sure these running backs is going to be out there getting their hands on the ball, or expected to get their hands on the ball a whole lot, because there's nothing I can throw after lock. So I'm going for the highest projected running backs that I can find and feel confident and put them in my lineup. That's right, I'm going to have 2 of them, to try to make some kind of contrarian move. And all you Josh Johnson guys, I hope he plays and you play him, because PJ Walker would be a little bit more contrarian for me. So good luck to you. Make those lineups strong and just win, baby. Peace. I'm out.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the 411 Podcast. Now get ready to make that money. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at the 411 DFS.